Good day everyone! Welcome to Take It Easy, Buddy. Pero kung bago ka pa lamang, this channel aims to make learning English easier. Kaya kung ikaw ay English major or you are a student na gustong mapataas ang grades sa English, definitely this channel would be the best option for you. So ngayon, let's talk about linguistic. But first, let's think about it. Words in languages are finite, but sentences are not. So, ano yung naiisip nyo based on the given statement? So, let me share my idea. Well, no matter what the language is, it has a limited or finite. Ibig sabihin, may hangganan. For example, in Filipino, meron lang 5,000 words. So, there is a limited words on it. However, when you create a sentence, in combining all of those words, meaning it is infinite. There is a limitless chance to create a sentence. As long as you have an idea, as long as you have an emotion that you have to express, the sentences that you can create is limitless, is infinite. So that's how broad the language is. Next, linguistics is the science of language, including the sounds, words, and grammar rules. So, bakit ba siya tinawag na science? Kasi para sa akin, kapag sinabi nating science, meaning there is a process. Ano ba yung bagay na ito? Diba? What are the reasons why something happens? How does something exist? So, ang science kasi, ine-explain niya yung mga bagay-bagay sa mundo. Diba? Yung mga nangyayari, mga phenomena, kayang i-explain niya ng science because there is a process. There is an evidence. Kasi tayo mga normal na tao, kapag tinanong tayo, what is language? Ang isasagot lang natin ay, language is what we use in communication. Diba? Ganun lang isasagot natin. But then, kapag usapang linguistics, diyan pinag-aaralan natin paano ba natin ginagamit yung language, paano ba siya napuproduce, saan ba siya nanggaling. So, kaya siya tinawag na science of language. Next. Okay, so when we say the process of studying the language, that is what we call linguistic. Okay, kapag sinabi nating process, yun yung linguistic. Ngayon, sino yung gumagawa ng process? Okay, sino yung nag-aaral ng language? Okay, so the one who specializes linguistics is called a linguist. So, hindi naman siya ganun kahirap tandaan kasi tanggalin mo lang yung 3 letters sa huli, maaalala mo na siya. Okay? Linguist. Next, linguistics and the nature of language. One of the most fascinating aspects of human development, and the one that human beings claim separate humans from animals, is the acquisition of language. So yun yung pinaka-advantage natin among other species, among other living things that are existing in the world. It's the acquisition of language. So, yaan, yung isa sa hindi tayo aware. Okay? For example, animals could also communicate, but they are just relying on their instincts, relying on the stimulus given to them. So, definitely, that is mostly a response. Okay? There is no mental process na nangyayari katulad nung nangyayari sa ating mga tao. Next, language has been a person's most important and mysterious accomplishment because everyone uses it, but few people know much about this marvelous skill they possess. Lahat tayo aware tayo na mayroong language. Lahat tayo aware na ginagamit natin ito. Pero hindi lahat tayo ay aware sa kung ano ba yung iba pang katangian ng language, iba pang benefit ng language. Okay? It's because we are taking it for granted Ginagamit lang natin siya ng ginagamit, hindi natin alam yung tamang paggamit nito. Kaya nga, I am encouraging everyone to use it in the right way. Di ba, wag natin siya gamitin sa chismisan, wag natin siya gamitin sa paninira ng kapwa. Use it for the development of the country. Okay, so let us spread love through the use of language. Next. It is amazing to know that even animals may have an intelligence as well as a vocal mechanism very similar to the humans. Yet, none of them as language in the sense that human being having it. Sabi ko nga kanina, ang animals kaya din nilang makipag-communicate. At meron ding animal na kayang magsalita katulad ng tao. 'Di ba? If I'm not mistaken, ito yung parrot na kaya din niyang magsalita. But try to observe kung ano yung mga sinasabi ng parrot. Okay? 'Di ba? It is just, more on imitation. They are just imitating what you are saying. Try to talk to a parrot and then tanungin mo siya ano yung masasabi niya about the issues that are happening in the world. 'Di ba? Sa tingin mo ba masasagot niya 'yon? Definitely hindi. Kasi ginagaya lang naman niya yung mga sinasabi ng tao. Kaya tayo, we are lucky kasi hindi lang naman sa pagsasalita natin nagagamit ang language. Nagagamit din natin ito through writing. 'Di ba? Napakaswerte natin kasi kaya natin gumawa ng essay. 'Di ba? Napakaswerte natin kasi we are able to give an opinion about anything that is or that are happening, that are existing in this world. Yun yung pinaka-advantage natin sa lahat ng bagay na nandito sa mundo. We can express through the use of language. At hindi lang basta-basta express, okay? Kaya natin na-express yung mga ideas natin in many, many ways. Okay, kaya nga meron tayong mga tinatawag na literary devices na kahit isa lang ang gusto mong sabihin or ipahiwatig, pwede mo siyang sabihin ng maraming paraan. Next, the sequence to language learning starts from listening to speaking and then reading and writing. So, lagi nag-uumpisa ang listening. Napaka-importante ng listening kasi bago ka makapagsalita, makikinig ka muna. 'Di ba? Kapag pinanganak ang isang bata, hindi pa naman siya agad-agad nakakapagsalita, 'di ba? 'Di ba? Ang kaya pa lang niyang gawin, umiyak. And then later on, matututo siyang mag-bubbling, 'di ba? Hanggang sa 1-year-old, magugulat ka, kaya na niyang magsalita ng isang word, 'di ba? So it all starts with listening. Kasi tingnan niyo yung ibang bata na bingi. Hindi na rin sila nakakapagsalita. Simple lang naman yung logic doon. If there's no input, there's no output. Kung wala ka napapakinggan, wala ka ding masasabi. Okay, kaya nagsisimula yan sa listening. Tapos, dadating yung time na kaya na nilang gayahin yung mga sinasabi ng mga nakakatanda. Okay, pag sinabi ng matanda, gagayahin ng bata. Imitation. And then, di ba bago tayo pumasok sa school, tinuturuan na rin tayo magbasa. And then later on, tuturuan na rin tayo magsulat. Okay, but then, kahit nasa school na tayo, aaralin pa rin natin yan. I-enhance pa rin natin. And actually, hindi lang naman yan sa daycare, hindi lang naman yan sa kinder, hindi lang naman yan sa elementary, because I even encounter a student in high school who is not able to read. So definitely, enhancing those macro skill ay talagang hindi lang siya sa grade 1 ginagawa. Actually, habang buhay mo siyang i-enhance. Next, let's talk about the origin of linguistics. The term philology was used to identify the discipline on the science of language, which was then predominantly historical in approach. So, noong unang panahon, wala pa tayong tinatawag na linguistics. Okay? Ang tawag pa noon ay philology. So, kailan nagsimula ang linguistics? Next, it was only during the time of Ferdinand de Saussure who came out with his synchronic linguistics when the term linguistics gained significance as an academic term in English to refer specifically to the scientific study of language. So, nagsimula ang term na linguistics kay Ferdinand de Saussure. Kaya nga si Ferdinand ay tinawag na founder of linguistics. Okay. Ngayon, pag sinabi namang father of modern linguistics, si Noam Chomsky naman po iyon. Okay, magkaiba po sila ha. Ferdinand de Saussure, founder, siya ang may gawa. Father of linguistics, si Noam Chomsky. Okay, magkaiba po yan ha. Huwag kayong mali dito. Founder, father. All languages are primary tools for communication. Every society employs at least one language to serve the ends of communication. For communication is necessary in the development of human culture. Sa pag-aaral mo ng language, maintindihan mo na ang kultura at ang language ay parang magkakambal. Okay? Para silang kambal na lagi silang magkasama. Kaya nga kadalasan, different culture, different language. Kahit naman dito sa Pilipinas di ba? Ilang language ba ang ginagamit sa Pilipinas? Di ba? We have the national language, pero hindi lang 'yun ang ginagamit natin. May iba't iba tayong ginagamit. Even the language Filipino, meron siyang iba't ibang variation. Di ba? Halimbawa sa Bulacan, Tagalog na Tagalog. Sa Batangas, naiiba na yung paggamit ng Filipino, di ba? Meron ng alae, di ba? Gagaling sila. Sa Laguna, if I'm not mistaken, ang nangyayari doon ay, halimbawa sa Bulacan ay kumain ka na. Kapag naman pagdating mo sa Laguna, nakain ka na. Okay? So, ganun ang nangyayari. Depende sa kultura ng isang community. So, dito na lang muna ang usapan natin, and maybe I will just create another part for the continuation of this discussion. Kasi masyado nang mahaba and baka hindi nyo na ma-process. Baka maboring niya kayo. So, ako naniniwala kasi ko na learning is very important. Okay? Learn as much as you can. Pero hindi naman siya pwede sa isang upuan lang, matutunan mo agad lahat. Okay? So, huwag nating puwersahin ang utak natin kasi we are just human. Meron ding hangganan yung mga capabilities natin. Kaya, let's just wait for the part 2. I will discuss them. Okay? So, aralin nyo lang muna ito. Kung hindi nyo naintindihan, ulitin nyo lang yung video. Or meron akong hindi nasabi, just ask me on the comment section. So, dito na lamang muna. I will always be grateful to help you. Okay? So, if you have questions, just ask me. Sana nakatulong ako. Please like, share, and subscribe. Yun lamang po. And always remember, take it easy, buddy.